Yeah.
I brought her into the world. I want to be there for it.
Exactly, be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Yeah. All right. Son of Augustine style, you get me? Yeah. New whip outside is different. Ask me where to cop it, mind your business. New whip outside, I'm vicious. Ask me where to cop it, I'll admit it. Can't you tell that I'm riding with it? 5 or 6, I can't find those digits. Line them up and say mind your business. Don't you know that my mind is different? Can't you tell that I'm riding with it? 5 or 6, I can't find those digits. Line them up and say mind your business. Don't you know that I'm riding with it? I'm riding with it. You can't see the size, ain't norm. I ain't reached my final form. I gotta teach inside a storm. I gotta reach inside it. No, I don't need Poseidon. By and large, I don't preach no violence. Wifey right beside him. I am calm. I am different. I enlisted. Fired up but not find the mischief. I am one to find time and listen. Lighten up the entire district. I am one to take time and find it. If they hate, they can't ride beside us. New whip. This time we riding. All my people know out of towners. Yeah. New whip outside is different. Ask me where to cop it, mind your business. New whip outside, I'm vicious. Ask me where to cop it, I'll admit it. Can't you tell that I'm riding with it? 5 or 6, I can't find those digits. Line them up and say mind your business. Don't you know that my mind is different? Can't you tell that I'm riding with it? 5 or 6, I can't find those digits. Line them up and say mind your business. Don't you know that I'm riding with it?
Also, if you have not downloaded the Baked Up Radio Show app, go ahead and do that and share it and tell all your friends and family and all that stuff, co-workers. But thank you for coming, ma'am.
Of course.
Oh, these ants, they're still getting on my nerves.
Little ants everywhere.
Yeah, no, I don't know what it is. Like, they've been spraying and stuff, and it's like there's nothing on the desk. I don't understand what's on it, where they would want it. But yeah, so like I was telling you earlier, you know, I scroll through Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and all that stuff, and I love finding new people and seeing what they do in their crafts and stuff. So you've been doing makeup for 8 years.
Yes.
Are you from Macon or Middle Georgia area, or?
I've lived here a good chunk of my life, but I'm not originally from here now.
Okay, but you, I guess, grew up here?
I moved here probably like 7th or 8th grade, I believe.
Oh, okay, so I'm like, this still, so the area still has had an impact on you?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, okay, so you've been here for a while and everything, and I'm sure you got, you know, you sense that, you know, this Macon, Middle Georgia community, and, you know, doing business and stuff like that, and this might be your experience as well, that when you start something, it's all about, you know, who you know, things of that nature.
Yeah.
And regardless if you offer something that's like, you know, fantastic and you think the people would love and need and all that stuff, even if the demand is there, people won't like shopping with people that they know. Yeah. Which I think is hilarious. I'm a transplant. I'm not from Macon. I didn't come down to this area until I went to college, where I went to Fort Valley.
Okay.
Yeah, but my wife's from here though.
Oh, okay.
She's a Maconite. Yeah, through and through.
Through
Born,
and through.
Yeah, raised, all that stuff. But yeah, so you started your business, and it's been 8 years.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you have a lot of experience, you know, something we can go over and all that stuff. But what inspires you to make you want to, you know, do makeup?
Well, when I was in high school, it started as something just to kind of do on the weekends, to like on my friends for proms and like whatever, you know. We used to get dressed up and go to the mall because it was that time.
Yeah.
And then as it progressed, I was like, well, what do I want to do with my life? And at first I thought I wanted to go through nursing school. So I put myself through a few years of that, and then I was like, I don't want to be a nurse.
At least you get the experience, you know that you don't want to do it.
Yeah, I got experience in a lot of school debt.
I understand that.
So once my daughter came out preemie, I was like, I cannot go back to the hospital life. I'm petrified of her being sick all the time if I give her something. And I was going to miss way too much of her life, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, I missed all that time period. I was there, holidays, birthdays, like, I missed a lot, and I was like, I can't miss that.
Yeah.
I brought her into the world. I want to be there for it.
Exactly. Be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. I definitely get that, because when I was working way back in 2012, 2011, stuff like that, I stopped like working traditional 9 to 5 stuff, or working for a company in 2013. I was missing all my son's football scores and stuff like that, and you know, just all the other kids just doing stuff and having these milestones.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I definitely feel and resonate with that. Okay, so you said you tried it. So when you first started and you was putting yourself out there, how was the community embracing you, and how was your family, friends, and your network embracing you?
My family and friends were amazing from like the first time. I was like, I think I might want to do this like professionally. I think I want to take it to the next step instead of just doing friends and family. Like start reaching other people that I haven't met before. And they went above and beyond. Every time I posted something, constantly sharing, constantly liking it, constantly like hyping my business up. So that way, not only did my business grow, but like my network grew because of them. I met a lot of people from, you know, my friends sharing my posts and stuff. I met a local boudoir photographer, and she constantly is calling me like, hey, I have a client, can you come in, make her look all pretty? So it's really nice that I get to, you know, work with such a great environment that keeps boosting me up.
Okay, I was wondering, like, you know, how does that work? So if a photographer secures a client for photos and stuff, are they already charging what you charge to do this service? So
they have this particular photographer, she has her set rates, and then she pays herself, pays for whatever she needs, like supplies and wise, and then me and her have like a set rate already talked about for each client that she'll pay me for.
Oh, okay, so like basically you probably like give her discounted pricing because she's going to give you more guaranteed clients, pretty much.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, that's what's up. I like that model. So like, how do you like, okay, well, let's get into this. So you have all these years experience of doing makeup and stuff, and I'm sure you've seen it grow in this area where a lot of people might think it's saturated, but I don't think stuff, you know what I'm saying? I used to look at stuff like that way, but I don't anymore, because when you really like look at the numbers, I'm like, well, let's just say Macon, right?
Right.
In the city of Macon, or Macon-Bibb County, there's 152,000 residents. Let's just say of that, let's say 50,000 of them are kids. So then you got 100,000 adults, right? And you know, minus the people, you know what I'm saying, who are not in a position to pay and blah, 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 and whatever things that they're dealing with in life. Let's just say 80,000 of them are working class folks or whatever. That's a lot of folks.
Yeah.
And you know, there's always, like you said, there's weddings, there's different milestones in people's lives, there's also like production being done and shot and stuff like that. People always, men and, you know what I'm saying, women, and then I'm like, there's news anchors, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, where people, you know what I'm saying, need the makeup to enhance what they're doing. And so I don't see it as saturated. What's your viewpoint?
I feel like it is, but at the same time it isn't, because each artist has a different technique, different touch. They specialize in something else. Like I have a makeup artist friend that I met from, you know, my friends and family sharing my stuff. She's getting married in October, and she hired me. First of all, that's nerve-wracking to do another makeup artist look for her big day, because I'm like, I'm gonna mess it up. She's gonna look at me and be like, that's not how I do it, and I'm gonna start crying instantly.
Well, maybe she wants the look that you know what I'm saying?
Right,
that
so she specializes in like, oh my gosh, I'm blanking now. She specializes in a different technique of applying makeup. She uses airbrush.
Oh, okay.
So that's how she does her makeup application, is airbrush. Ooh. I'm really old-fashioned. I will have like tons of brushes, tons of sponges, and I will just go at it like that.
Okay. Well, still though, you know. And then, I was sitting there thinking too that like I've been seeing some guy went viral where he has like the clown makeup stuff, mask or whatever. So stuff like that too, with people creating content or whatever. So what are some, like, saying misnomers that people think about, like, when they see makeup artists and they doing their work? Like, because I know there's a lot that goes into it. I know that, you don't, no using dirty brushes, just like a given or whatever. And then, like, there's a difference between, like, a higher quality brush as opposed to just trying to buy a brush, just
right.
to, use
just
it.
to have a brush. There's a lot that goes into it. It's definitely researching based off the client's, like, needs and wants and the desired look and what their skin is like, or what their body can handle. Some people can't wear fake lashes or have a ton of makeup on their face because of, like, skin sensitivity. So it's a lot of research, definitely a lot of cleaning and sanitizing. I feel like that's most of what I do other than talk to clients is cleaning my brushes, my palettes, sanitizing everything that someone touches, and constantly repurchasing the disposable items.
Yeah.
So it's a lot.
Yeah, it is. So what about, like, skill and techniques and stuff like that? Are those, like, the more you do it, the better you become type of situation? Because, I imagine, it's craft.
Yeah. It's definitely something that, obviously, the more you practice, the better you're going to get at it. Like, I'm self-taught. I'm technically like a YouTube kid. I watched YouTube videos through high school learning how to apply makeup to myself. And then I was like, well, if I can do it to myself and I know how my face is shaped, let me practice on somebody else and see how that goes. And then it kind of went downhill from there, and I was just like, this is great. Let me just keep going at it. So it definitely is, the more you practice, the better you get at the situation. You'll learn how to apply lashes to different people, different styles, and basically whatever look they want, you can create based off, like, the years you've learned.
That's what's up. So what would be some things that, you don't like about, like, the industry, or, it comes with the territory, but, you really don't care for it?
I guess, like, one of the biggest pet peeves I have is gatekeeping from other makeup artists. So, like, if they're thriving and they're doing great and you go to ask them, like, hey, what's your secret? What's your, like, how did you manage to get this? Some makeup artists won't give up that, like, key because they have that and they don't want to, like, obviously lose their clientele, lose future business, which is understandable. At the same time, it's just very frustrating for somebody that's wasn't born and raised here that may feel, like, left out.
Yeah, well, I understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, like, okay, so when I first started doing stuff, like, I was learning about the music industry and stuff, and I'm a huge indie artist advocate and showing them how to get paid and all that stuff, because I've done it. And at first, when I was, like, doing consultation services or whatever, I was very,
Yeah.
gatekeeping type of person or whatever. But then, over the course of the years or whatever, I just, I give people just, like, tools and, put them in the right direction or whatever. Because what I've realized is that, one, when you do the job yourself, you can only fit so many hours in a day. You can see so many people.
Right.
Right. So you're gonna plateau anyway, as far as, like, income threshold. So that makes no reasons, because, like I said, with the numbers, again, there's too many people out here. And then I would imagine that your skill set and service with your business, it's more about them connecting with you. Even though they're coming to you for makeup, they're still connecting to you in some type of way that they probably won't connect with the other person that same way.
Right.
Okay. So do you set goals and stuff for, like, in your business and what you want to accomplish, or how does that go?
I have a lot of goals. They're a little bit long term because I want to do a few more years in the industry, kind of learn some different things. Like, I want to learn lashes. I want to go back to cosmetology school, and I want to learn, how to cut hair, and maybe open, like, a one-stop beauty shop in the, like, down the road. But some short-term goals would obviously, I just opened my 2023 calendar.
Okay.
So I want basically almost every weekend that I don't have, like, friends coming over, like vacations kind of stuff, want to be booked. I just want everybody that comes to me feel like they have like they can be as beautiful as they are on the inside. They can be on the outside. So
That's what's up. So do you find balance with being a mom, wife, and running your business?
yeah, it's pretty nice. During the week, I am home with my daughter. I love watching her grow up. The newest development, everybody's just like, whatever. I literally lost my mind. She was clapping and walking. It was great.
Yeah.
It was great. I was like, yes.
Yeah, cause y'all like you only have one. Or?
I only have one.
Oh, okay. So I have 8.
Oh, you.
I love when I tell people that. They look at me, they do that. They're like, "Wait, you have 8?"
You have 8?
Yeah, I have 8 children. A 19, all the way to a 5-year-old. Yeah, I love it. And I've seen all of their different milestones, and regardless of the milestone happening, because after a while, it's going to happen. It is still like this wonderful feeling seeing each individual child do certain things. And regardless, because I'm like, they're all different.
Yeah.
They're all different. No child is the same. They have similarities. They have similarities, but they're not the same. And stuff like that, you miss out on or whatever. Because that's actually one of the other reasons why I left my job when I was working at Norfolk Southern. Because one of my kids at the time were like walking or something like that, and I didn't get to see the first initial steps.
Right.
And also the reason why I left Geico too. Happened twice in my career. I was at Geico when I went to at one time I was at Macon State. It was Macon State College back then for a year, and I think it was my son. And my wife, he walking and blah blah blah. I was like, I can't leave this job. I can't be doing this.
I gotta go. Look at the time, guys.
I gotta go. Exactly. So you've had the experience of, working for yourself and working in, professional environments and stuff, traditional 9-to-5s or whatever. Which one do you prefer now?
I'm definitely working for myself. Not because I don't have to worry about a boss telling me what I have to do daily, but it's very freeing getting up and deciding what I can do for the day. Because I decided to take a personal day and I can just do whatever I want and not have to be like, hey boss, I'm not coming in, and then have to deal with the drama that comes from that.
Yeah.
It's just so much easier. It's less stress on somebody's mental health if they take the time, take the days off, and they have some quality time to themselves.
Okay, so what's the downside?
Downside is definitely, I feel like doing a lot of upfront work, constantly talking to trying to get your name out there, constantly being like, hey, I did your makeup, please leave me a review, kind of thing. I always feel like once they're done with my service, I don't be like, hey guys, can you come back to my page and tell everybody how great it was. And it's the awkward part. For me personally, it's just the awkward part of being like, hey, come back.
So how do you view yourself? Are you more like a introvert type of person or extrovert?
I love people.
Okay.
I love talking to people. I love meeting new people. That's the greatest thing about doing what I do is I meet a lot of people, especially for big weddings. I meet 20 people in one morning, and I'm like, okay, I know everybody's life story now.
Yeah.
And some days I'm just like, I don't want to talk to nobody because I gave so much one day.
So much energy and stuff. So, okay, with the business thing, right? Of you trying to get people to get reviews and stuff like that. What do you think is something that, or have you been trying other different techniques to encourage people? Because I know how hard it is to push your business, and I'm like, it's only you.
Yeah.
Right? And you gotta already make sure you're in compliance with everything, and already you gotta create content. It's I create content every day. Which is hilarious to me. But you also got to do the other admin stuff behind your business, whatever. Then you got to make sure, you're making money and stuff.
Yeah.
You still got to pay your bills, and then you still got, balance your life and all that. Have you tried other things? Because I know, getting people to review stuff or whatever, but if there's a barrier for you, is there something else that you tried to where you can get people to share your business for you?
So I'm currently having a giveaway that will be ending tonight, the 19th. Basically, I offer makeup classes too for people that don't know how to do makeup on themselves. I basically teach them how to go about creating an everyday look, or even if it's like a special event you want to do and you're like, I really want to do it for myself. Basically, I'm going to give away 2 free classes, and they can go ahead and they could, you know, take my classes, learn what they want to learn, get from it what they want to get and what they need to get from it. So doing stuff like that, I feel like also helps because it gets, you know, people out there talking about it a little bit more. And definitely from like my photographer friends that use me for their services or their like styled shoots, they are constantly sharing like and tagging me in the work I've done for them. So things like that kind of help me a little bit more. The block is like awkwardly coming back, hey, can you review my page? But I'm getting better, learning like, hey, it was great meeting you. I love spending time with you and your family, or you on your, you know, your photo shoot day. So let me know if how you love the look at the end and review my page. And then 9 times out of 10, that gets them back at my page, leaving me a review.
So what is it? What is the hesitation for you to like ask for people to do reviews?
I don't know. I'm a very awkward person. I already know this. I know this about myself. I'm well aware. You're gonna go back and be like, wow, she kind of was awkward.
No, you know, I just feel like we're having a conversation or whatever. So, you know, I'm just wondering because, you know, me, like, as you can tell, I just talk.
Yeah.
I hit people up. I like, excuse me, I would literally go down and go around and just talk to strangers. You know, if I don't have anything to do, if I'm just feeling bored or whatever, just walk over, hey, how you doing? Blah, 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 what you do? You know, people like, what? How do you do stuff like that? It's always been a part of me. I was like that when I was younger. When I was in like high school, I was always like selling candy and stuff like that. I had retail jobs where I excelled at. So I always knew that like the gift of gab was already there. Now, you know, in my adult life and stuff like that, nothing really phases me. I don't think I'm ever in an awkward situation. I went to rooms and start talking to folks. I walk up to conversations and start listening and then start giving my input, especially if I know something about it.
Yeah.
Or I learn, you know, I listen a lot to a lot of different stuff, and I'm gonna be able to process that information. And then like even with doing the podcast, for so long we meet so many different people, it's the same thing that you experience. You come in contact with so many different people that you get to learn about a lot of different things. And then when some of the stuff starts like connecting dots for other things, it's like you get this first-hand information and knowledge, whatever, that you can apply, and then you have, you know, certain results and stuff like that. But yeah, I was just, you know, wondering, you know, as far as like, you know, wow, is that like awkward? But, you know, like, you are your biggest salesperson.
Yeah. I don't know, like, I'm trying to get better at it, obviously, because that's going to be, like, the bread and butter. Like, once people start leaving reviews and people are like, let's see what everybody's about, and they go through them, that's how I'll get more clients. So I'm getting better at it, understanding that it comes with the awkwardness of, hey, I know you're trying to be on your honeymoon or whatever, but...
Well, I wouldn't hit them up at the honeymoon stage, but I definitely get it, though. Because I would imagine, like, you know, I'm loving the colors, right?
Yeah.
So to me, being confident enough to wear colors like that means that, you know what I'm saying, you can, but maybe that's just your way of expressing your creativity or whatever, without like, you know, being like, hey, because, you know, like I look conservative, I guess, right now.
Yeah.
I'm really not. I just do this on just, you know, so I can make sure I get here on time. I don't want to waste people's time and stuff like that, but normally I'll be walking around with like yellow and orange shoes and stuff like that, and brightness and stuff. I like bright things. When, you know, I have the chance to like, you know, express it and really don't care. I could like wear like lime green and walk around everywhere, and people are like, what?
Yeah, like what's happening?
Exactly. And then talk to people about it. So have you gotten to the point where, you know, people, because like you said, you've been doing this for 8 years, so you have a lot of experience, regardless of, you know, the stop and go or whatever, because I'm sure even when you stopped for, you know, that time span, you were still learning and researching and stuff like that. So you kept like yourself within the industry. Yeah. Have you gotten to the point where you've inspired others to where they've seen?
I don't know if I've gotten to that point yet. I feel like a lot of people, once they learn I came from like a medical background and I kind of followed my passion, they kind of reevaluate their life choices and the things that they want to do. I actually have a friend that's in nursing school, and she'll be graduating in the spring. She's talking about going to like esthetician school, so that way she can come work for my business one day and do like facials, but at a higher grade. So that way, you know, she's still following, you know, the passion of wanting to learn constantly, but she wants to be able to create her own schedule and kind of do what she wants to do with her life and her kids.
Yeah, that's inspiration.
Yeah.
So you out there inspiring folks. That's what's up. Like ultimately, what do you want to accomplish? Like, you know, what's the end goal?
End goal would definitely down the line would definitely have like a big shop. I want to have a place where people can come in and literally they don't have to leave. They can get hair, nails, makeup, waxing, permanent like makeup put on, like anything that they could dream of for their dream look could get done there.
Oh, that's what's up. I like that. I also I've talked to a few estheticians in this state and in other states or whatever. So you know, hey, I can send you their contact info or whatever. You can let them know that your friend, this is what she's doing, and you know, they can give her, you know what I'm saying, great tips and advice and all that stuff. Whatever. Yeah. So I forgot to mention that you're mobile. So where all do you go?
Anywhere.
She's going to the money.
Yeah, follow the money. I say anywhere. Obviously, I'm currently do a lot of like Central Georgia weddings and stuff like that. But I've done Savannah. I've done near Atlanta, not exactly in Atlanta, but like outskirts of Atlanta. A few Perry weddings, stuff like that. But it's mostly been Central Georgia. I'm trying to work on getting all over Georgia. Just trying to find like the right platforms to communicate that with.
Okay, so basically if they paying for travel and all that stuff, and
I will be there.
Okay, that's what's up. So weddings, is that what you concentrate your work at, or?
That's just one of the areas I specialize in. I do weddings, boudoir, style photo shoots, theme looks. Basically, if you can dream it, I can create it.
I like that. So is that where Lucid Dreams came from?
Lucid Dreams, okay, it was originally makeup by Mia.
Okay.
But you know, everybody is makeup by or looks by, and it's one of those things I was like, well, if I want to do something bigger in the end, I'm going to need something that's different. So me and my family, the lovable goofballs they are, sat down, had a business meeting about my business name.
Love it.
We had so many names come up, like things that like they're like, well, let's do something with like Greek mythology, something different, or let's do something with your last name. And I'm like, okay. And then my brother never really gets into like the stuff I'm into. He's like, well, what about Lucid Dreams? So I had to pay him a penny so I could use the name Lucid Dreams.
I love it. I paid him a penny. I like it though, because to me it sounds Lucid Dreams can be a lot, right? And like you said, the makeup by such and such or looks by such and such, that's cool, but to me that sounds like individual. Lucid Dreams sounds like bigger. And like you said, you have bigger plans and aspirations, so why not do that to where you have a whole team of makeup artists, and some of them are doing weddings, some of them are working with like studios and stuff, and because I'm like some of those people who do the makeup for like the films and all that, fantastic. I know I see where it takes like, you know, 15, 30 hours or whatever just to put all this stuff on or whatever, but the end result is phenomenal. And I know a few people I went to high school with where they do stuff like that with artists and movies and stuff. She's in Nashville. So it's amazing to see like the work and, you know, how they pull it off and everything. So that's where I see like Lucid Dreams going, like not just individual stuff, but also servicing businesses for all sorts of needs or whatever, and being able to like push it out there. So yeah, I like it. So which platforms do you normally post your work and stuff on, or which ones do you like?
I do Facebook and Instagram. Me and Twitter have a love-hate relationship. Someone's constantly trying to get into my Twitter account, so me and Twitter are taking a break for now.
Okay. You haven't started TikTok or anything? I
have a personal TikTok where I just kind of post my looks. I don't really post, you know, anybody's makeup I've done, because a lot of times another big struggle I have is taking before and after photos. So to record a whole video of me doing somebody's look, it's not going to happen.
Have you thought about like just hiring someone to do it for you?
I thought about it, but at the same time, a lot of people, you know, they want their looks to be private until like their actual wedding day. So I'll just get photos from the photographer. I'll like meet with the photographer after.
You can still record a look and not put it out.
Right.
You just have the videographer sign an agreement so you do
Right.
not release until.
Right. So the problem like that comes from like me is like I'm so ready to get to work, so ready to get the look on them and get them down the aisle or on set or something. Is that like
Or
I'll
you
forget?
just okay, so you could do that look that you wanted or whatever. Just hire someone to act like it's their wedding, and do makeup, and then that way you're putting out what you want to do.
I do work with a group of photographers, just PG Creations. They do styled shoots. So some of the work I've sent you was from that content day. Basically, they come in, they're like, this is the theme, this is the board we're going to go with, and I'll create a look based off of that. And then the bunch of photographers will come in, take photos for their portfolio and mine as well.
Okay.
So it's like an even trade. I get, you know, professional photos that look great, and then they get, you know, an amazing look in the end.
Yeah. Have you, okay, so is there a look that you've been dying to do that you have not been able to do yet due to no one's asked for it?
I really am like a weirdo when it comes to like Halloween looks, like the fun, crazy like skeletons or like pumpkins. I do it every year for myself on Halloween. I'm walking around with pumpkins on my face and a skeleton, Day of the Dead kind of thing. But nobody in the area like has gone for that yet, or they want like, you know, the Pretty Witch or something like that. So I guess like more theatrical looks.
Yeah.
Is something I want.
I was sitting here thinking like, okay, so my mind works creatively in business, right?
Yeah.
And that's how I'm like, I feel like I'm a hybrid. So yeah, I'm like, as a business, you know,
It's
nowadays,
there.
whatever. But you know, for everybody to come hitting up your business, and so they can, you know, employ you and stuff like that, and you know, be a recurring client. Where would you like to direct them to? Where do they follow you?
You can follow me on Facebook at Lucid Dreams.
Okay.
Or on my Instagram, it's lucid_dreams_MUA.
Okay. And those are the two preferred methods of contacting you.
Yeah.
Okay. And any with your like office hours and stuff like that, do you have like set times you really do business or?
If I do get a message like after hours, like after 9 o'clock,
after 9 p.m.
After 9 p.m. I do get messages after 9 p.m. sometimes.
You work all the way to 9 p.m.
My phone is always on. How do I say this where it doesn't sound like I'm a workaholic? My phone is always on. My messages are always open. And sometimes, look, I be laying there scrolling on TikTok, and I'm like, it's 10 o'clock, and I'm like, oh my god, I should go to bed. And then I get a message, and I'm like, well, if they're up, I'm up. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. Set some boundaries.
Okay. Look, when I'm out with family or doing something with my family, I do not respond because it gives you that automatic message. Thanks for reaching out. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. However, if I'm just chilling, I got nothing going on.
I'm just saying, just don't burn yourself out.
Right.
Yeah, because you know, I've seen with experience with people, their business and stuff, they'll just give so much to the business, which is not, the more you get to your business, the more, you know, it's like a child. The more you put into it, the more it gets bigger. But at the same time, you have to pace yourself and don't burn yourself out because you don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
And I've gotten to that point a couple of times where I was just almost completely gave up and just would have settled. But then, you know, you'll live your life with regret. And I've seen other people do that. So, you know, just one, you know, entrepreneur to another. Pace yourself a little bit. But anyway, y'all go and support Mia at Lucid Dreams, and like she said, find her on Facebook and on Instagram, and share her work. And then don't be afraid to, like, you know, do stuff outside the norm or whatever. You know, not just weddings and all that stuff, but you know, anytime you want to look good, hit up Mia.
Yeah.
And don't forget, download that app. See?
New whip outside, I'm vicious. Ask me where to cop it, I'll admit it. Can't you tell that I'm riding with it? 5 or 6, I can't find those digits. Line them up and say mind your business. Don't you know that my mind is different? Can't you tell that I'm riding with it? 5 or 6, I can't find those digits. Line them up and say mind your business.